We're here because this is an opportunity for us to promote this idea of a Hall of Fame coin, and we're very honored to have with us, again, some great Hall of Fame inductees. Floyd Little, running back for the Denver Broncos, 2010 inductee to the Hall of Fame. Lynn Swann, wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Hall of Fame class of 2001. Lynn, this is the first time a guy from Ohio is going to say anything nice about you. You just beat up on the Bengals all the time. Kellen Winslow, tight end for the San Diego Chargers, Hall of Fame class of 1995. Kellen, thanks for being back. And my former colleague, Steve Largent, I joked earlier, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just for having survived being in Congress with me and others. But wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks and a 1995 inductee into the Hall of Fame. And of course, my friend, former governor, former senator, son of great coach, George Allen's here representing his father, who's a Hall of Famer. And we'll hear from George in a moment. So welcome to Capitol Hill.
Thank you.
You guys. Thank you for being here, and thanks for the great role models that you are. They're here because this is the year. This is the 50th anniversary, 2013, and we got to be sure and get this legislation through this year. The Hall in Canton, Ohio now attracts over 200,000 visitors per year, and annually it contributes about $30 million to the local economy. So as Jim Renacci will tell you, representing that area, it is critical for our area. It's also just a beautiful facility now. Again, I was there for the 2012 one. We got a great class coming this year, including Ohio State Buckeye legend Chris Carter will be inducted this August. And these guys aren't just great athletes, but they're great role models. Every one of these gentlemen you see behind me here is a role model for their hard work, their dedication, their commitment. They do that off the field even today. They did it when they were players. They work with at-risk kids. They work with educational programs sponsored by the Hall of Fame. Great initiatives like the NFL Play 60 program. So this is an opportunity to honor them, really, and to honor the good work that they do and the Hall does. After we're done here today, they've agreed to go around and talk to some of our colleagues on both sides of the aisle, which we appreciate very much. The proceeds from this coin, by the way, helps on the Future 50 effort at the Hall of Fame. George Ferris may talk about that later, but this is the first expansion and renovation since 1995 of the Hall, and it's critical to have this coin in order to move forward with that. It will help the Hall of Fame grow in stride with the popularity, frankly, of professional football that is now America's most popular sport. More and more fans will be able to access it and be involved. And by the way, it's important to note, this commemorative coin will not cost the taxpayers a single dime. So this is not about taxpayer money. This is about supporting the Hall and supporting these Hall of Famers. I do think that it's important for us to acknowledge that the Cincinnati Bengals need a couple more Hall of Famers, other than my buddy Anthony Munoz. But for Ohio, the Bengals and Browns together, we can claim 23 of them. And I know Joe Manchin is very proud of some of his West Virginia guys as well that he'll talk about. But before we can get this bill done, we need to be sure that we get our colleagues engaged and involved. We have 10 or 11 co-sponsors in the Senate already, having just introduced it earlier this year, and I know Jim Renacci is making great progress over on the House side. With that, I'd love to have my partner Joe Manchin say a few words, and again, thank you all for coming, and to the gentleman behind me, thank you for your support of this effort. Thanks, Joe.
I certainly want to thank Senators Manchin and Portman, and sir, thank you very much in Ohio for their support for the Hall of Fame. And certainly for the coin and having it minted. The Hall of Fame is a great resource. Yes, it's a great place to visit, but in 2013, in order to advance it so that it's just not a great institution in the city of Canton, but it's accessible by people all over the country and around the world, you've got to provide today's technology and have the building grow beyond just the walls. And the resources from this coin will help us do that.